Everybody be cool.
From Dusk Till Dawn, coming up next. Welcome back to Nerd is the New Cool. My name is Justin. Is with me is my co-host. He may be a bastard, but he's not a fucking bastard.
That is
Mr.
right.
John Lambert.
Well, hello.
Also joined by a really special guest, our friend from San Diego, amongst other places, Mrs. Alia Corey.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
We are here to talk about From Dusk Till Dawn. Why? It's the 30th anniversary,
Which is nuts.
which makes me feel very old. Alia, we asked you, you've been on this podcast before.
Yes.
But this is in person,
Yes.
not Zoom, so it's going to be a lot more fun, we think. We hope.
Agreed.
Why did you choose From Dusk Till Dawn? We asked you of the options of movies to pick.
Yeah, we gave you a big list.
You did
And
give me a
this is
big.
the one
This
you
is one of
chose.
my. This is one of my very favorite movies. I love both the director and I love Rodriguez and Tarantino, and this is like such a wonderful combination of the two of them and everybody else in it. It's hilarious.
This movie is fucking bonkers, and I hadn't seen it in a long time. And upon the rewatch, that was the exact takeaway I had from the movie was this movie is fucking crazy.
I forgot how crazy this movie was.
I mean, you talk about. I mean, let's just get right into it, right? You talk. I mean, first. I mean, of course. I rewatched it on Paramount Plus. How did you rewatch it?
Same.
Paramount Plus.
I had to. I tried to get the DVD and it was delayed, and I couldn't. It just was lost. It wasn't coming, so I had to use. Yeah.
I thought I had the DVD. I really did, and I came to remember I had the VHS back in the day, and those
Even
VHSs have since disappeared.
Oh, I was going to say, because I gave you. You have a working.
I know, but
VHS
the
player.
black box of all the VHS tapes, those
just-
didn't make.
They just didn't
They
make the
didn't
move?
make the move at
No.
some point.
That sucks. Blame Jana.
Yeah, right. Might have been before that, so I won't blame this on her. Maybe other things. So what makes it great? So let's talk about the ridiculousness of the film. So I wrote down a couple things that I thought made it ridiculous, and I'd love for you guys to jump in if you want. Okay. First thing I wrote down was just the I mean, and kind of in order, right? Tarantino daydreaming. And I think there's sometimes Tarantino is just looking for a reason to be a fucking creep,
A weirdo.
and get away with it on screen. Be like, it's just the character. It's okay.
Well, okay, so he was such a believable creep, but he didn't cast himself as that role. It was Rodriguez who cast him as the brother, the creepy brother.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I think that he takes every opportunity to say what maybe he's thinking and wants to say, but couldn't say it in public. But he can say it as the character.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Case
fair.
in point, besides this, think about Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
Think about Four Rooms.
yeah.
I mean, just saying some wild and wacky shit. Okay, so that was the first thing I wrote on here. I wrote the band blows up randomly. Like, I just forgot. Everyone, good night. And they just explode.
Fuck you, everybody. Good night. Yeah.
Like, why do they just explode?
Because Sex Machine literally sells "Let's kill the fucking band,"
let's kill
and
that
then
fucking band.
and
they just blow up.
Then they blow up. They were like, "Fuck you, good night." And
I
then they,
understand why it happens in the film, but in my head, I'm like, shouldn't
Why?
they have fought each other? And how? How did they just spontaneously combust? Anyway, ridiculousness.
And
Yeah.
a very quick change in instruments from like actual instruments to like playing humans.
Yeah,
dead bodies.
totally. All of a sudden, there's holding bodies, and like they're not even off tune.
No.
It
sound great.
Sounds fantastic. The extravagant weapons and deaths, and I having just recently watched Desperado, it wasn't as shocking because
yeah.
upon the rewatch of Desperado, and again, it's that we talked about gun fu. That
Yeah.
there's elements of that. This is not a gun fu movie at all, but there are over the top, extravagant use of weapons, and then just gratuitous deaths.
Oh, for sure.
That makes it, I guess,
Ridiculous.
fun and like again, Rodriguez-esque. Mm-hmm. And then the last thing I put on here was just kind of like this weird dark comedy that's sprinkled throughout.
Yeah, it's a road trip action horror. I don't know how else to put it. Like it's
With random comedy, like the
Yeah,
scene with
it's
Sex Machine turning
hilarious.
into a vampire is objectively hilarious.
Right.
All of a sudden, his ears popping out, his hands in his
And
hands.
then the other hand,
Yeah.
and he's just
He's trying to hide it?
He's like trying to hide it. Everybody's looking at him. He's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Like out of nowhere.
yes.
So I think so. Let's talk about the themes of this film, right? I think this is an example of besides multiple themes in one, I think this is an example of a 2 movies in one. As in a movie that turns from one thing into another halfway through the film.
Yeah.
And unexpectedly, I think. I think this is a heist movie at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? It's a heist movie. It's a drug movie. It's a kidnapping film. Right? And then it just abruptly turns into a vampire movie.
A ridiculous vampire movie.
So I know why.
Go ahead.
So, hold on, I gotta look at his name. The effects director, the effects movie makeup guy, the one who did the actual wrote the script originally before he went to Tarantino, had written it for just the Roadhouse part that was
The vampire?
vampires.
Okay.
And then when it went to Tarantino had to come up with the rest. And so he is the one who wrote that, really the first part where it's the 2 brothers.
He had to get them there.
Yeah, he had to get them there.
Plausible reason to get to
Yeah.
the titty twister.
Yeah. And they say that's what kind of took it so long to get made, is because people were like, it changes in the middle and we don't know how to sell it.
Abruptly.
Yeah, abruptly. And then, according to Rodriguez, he said that after 4 Rooms came out, or after Pulp Fiction came out, and there were so many different storylines, that they could actually get that sold, this one sold.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I guess because it was literally 2 stories that came together,
Well,
2
and
different people.
Robert Kurtzman is his name.
Kurtzman, thank you.
And he was known for special effects makeup. He has
Yeah.
140 credits for that.
Yes.
And then he transitioned, became a writer for
Yeah,
this
no,
movie.
those
That's
credits
pretty
are
cool.
crazy.
Yeah.
The stuff he's worked on is insane.
So I know that we usually have a category later on, Peak of the Mountain, but I thought this would be a fun time to talk about, can you think of any other movies that are like 2 movies in one? And I've got a list here.
You gotta, yeah.
I'm going to let you go.
Okay, we can take turns, because I think we need to share one that just came out. And it is very similar in storytelling. Have you guys seen Sinners yet?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay. It's a Southern period piece, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is a vampire movie. Like, where did that it's, again, sort of unexpected. And that's not how it's sold to you at all. It's
No.
not marketed that way.
No, over Halloween, my brother was visiting, and I was like, "Have you ever seen From Dusk Till Dawn?" So it had been forever since I'd seen it, but so we watched it, and he goes, "Have you ever seen Sinners?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Okay, let's watch that." And so it was that for me. I was like, "Oh no, it totally got me. I didn't expect it."
It's like darker version of it.
Yeah,
it's not
totally.
as silly. It's a little bit more serious, but
very.
it's very similar in
Yeah.
like structure of a film.
Yeah.
Anybody want to give us another nominee? Not even a nominee, just another example of 2 movies in one. I've got a bunch.
Go.
I'll go. Okay. Have you seen Parasite?
Oh
No.
yeah.
Okay. That was the best picture winner in 2019. Same idea. It's kind of a comedy, and all of a sudden it turns into this psychological thriller. Unknowingly. So it's a movie from South Korea.
Yep.
Stripes, which Jana had these next two suggestions, and I totally agree with it. I don't know that they're definitely like complete departure, but it is a totally different feeling movie. So Stripes, comedy, silly training movie, to all of a sudden they're on this mission and it gets a little more serious. And Full Metal Jacket is kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
And again, they're both war films. They're both about like training and then going to war, but the 2 have totally different vibes. Part 1 and part 2
Right.
of Full Metal Jacket. And I don't like part 2 at all. I love part 1.
You love part 1.
Part 1 is great. And the other one I put down was Psycho. And if you watch the original Psycho, it's like a drama. It's like a crime drama.
Yeah.
And it turns into this weird psychological thriller of all of a sudden you're like, this dude's fucking deranged and he's probably a serial killer. But it doesn't feel like that at all at the beginning.
Right.
Anyway, just kind of, I was thinking about that a little bit. What else makes this movie great? Clooney.
Obviously.
Alia, I figured I'd let you talk about Clooney for a minute.
Oh. I find him so believable and so good in this. Like, I don't remember him really being in much before. Like, I remember him being in ER and that really being his thing during that time frame. But in this movie, I find him just like so believable. He's so good.
I think this is we can talk about Peaks of the Mountain later on, but
Yeah.
this is kind of his breakout movie.
Yeah.
Before this, he had been in 3 seasons of ER, and he then pretty much like he did Batman and Robin, and that's maybe like pop culture notoriety, but I think everyone after that one, I'm not sure people are thinking George Clooney. Now, if anything, that maybe tanked his career a little bit. Right? Like, oh shit, that was a poor decision there, George. And then he comes back with this, and after this, he starts getting into more serious dramas, and he becomes like the leading man. I mean, we can talk about all the films he's in later on.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a director too. But this is kind of his breakout role. Let's talk about Tarantino a little bit. We already mentioned that he's known for writing and directing. Right? He's done. Is he done 9 at this point? He keeps saying he's going to have his 10th.
Yeah.
But those are films that he's both written and directed.
Right.
This is one that he did not direct, as we already kind of mentioned. Anybody, can either of you guess? There's 2 other ones that he did not write and direct. He only wrote.
Yeah.
You guys have guesses for the movies? This is kind of hard. There's always quizzes, but I didn't really prep you for it.
Well,
We've talked about one of them on this show, but I cannot recall what it was. About.
I'll just tell you.
I know
you
what they
save
are.
those fun facts for later.
Okay. All right.
Tell
True
me.
Romance.
Yes.
And then Natural Born Killers.
Yes, those are the 2.
Those are the 2 that he, again, wrote but did not direct. Yeah. Let's see. What else? He has acted in, here are a bunch of movies, and a lot of these, again, he did Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, as we mentioned before. Desperado. Forgot he was in that one until we watched it recently.
Yeah.
4 Rooms, of course. This, Jackie Brown, Inglourious Bastards, Django, Hateful Eight, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and pretty much all of these are uncredited. But he kind of makes an appearance in almost all of his films.
Yes, he does.
Just because, honestly, I do that.
Yeah.
I talk a lot
If
about
it's my movie, I would put myself in there.
But not only that, like
M. Night does the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it kind of brings some. It's like an Easter egg. Like you're hoping, you're waiting for it, almost like Stan Lee.
Yep.
Like in all of the.
Totally.
Stan Lee and everything.
It's like you're.
Oh, look,
you're,
look, where is he? Where is he?
I'm
Where is he?
waiting
Where
for
is
it.
he? Oh, he's the bus
Exactly.
driver. Cool. There we go.
Exactly.
Finally.
If I was a certain actor, I mean, if I like, honestly, George Clooney does this too later on in his career, where he just makes little bit parts.
He just pops in.
He's like, yeah, I can take like 2 hours of my random afternoon and come film for this movie. Matt Damon does it.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt does it.
Yep.
I would do it if I was a well-known actor.
Yeah.
I'd just pop in.
I mean, how much did Brad Pitt get paid for literally 1 second of screen time for Deadpool 2? Like,
Yeah.
He gets electrocuted. All you do is see his face.
yeah, see his face.
Or Matt Damon singing "Sky Doesn't Know."
That's my
Which is
favorite.
amazing.
I bet he did it for free.
Yeah.
Because I would.
I will. Yes.
All right. So, lastly, let's just briefly touch on Robert Rodriguez. We already discussed this at great length on the Desperado episode, but Ali, I figured you'd want to maybe just chat a little bit about it for just for the sake of, I think that Desperado is obviously an incredible movie, but I think this movie has more layers to it. I think there's more going on than Desperado. Desperado is just pretty much a gun fu action film, Western, right? Mm-hmm. And I think this movie has a lot of different genres kind of sprinkled through it. I think it's just a little bit different than his previous films.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one thing he does in this film, and he does a lot in other films, is again he's earned the nickname of the one-man film crew, and the idea is that in a lot of films, starting with Once Upon a Time in Mexico, not starting with Once Upon a Time in Mexico, but for example, a lot of shots are chopped. They're cut by him, but then they're very quick action shots, and you've got, like, we talk about B-roll in like advertising. B-roll is like you've got zoom in shots of like hands and back of heads and shoes or whatever. I feel like that happens a lot in this movie, in his movies, unlike a lot of other traditional directors that might take longer like pans of scenes, right? You don't get a lot of that.
He wrote a book. I think he even had like a short film, but he wrote a book about how he filmed his first movie, El Mariachi, and that it's pretty much the same thing that he's done with all of his films, where he tries to get everything in one take. And I think that's why, like the way that you just described it, it's like he knows exactly how he wants it to look, and so it's all kind of like chopped together, and
Well, and I think the sets and like the story kind of lend to that too. Of like, because if you think of where they are, like they're in an RV, you can't have a slow panning shot when you're in an there, and then they get to the titty twister, and they're all there. Like that's the rest of the movie is them inside that, so you can't like. So there is a lot of just the quick action and going back and forth, and everybody's in the same room. It's just one giant room that they're in for the second half of the movie.
Yeah.
And that's it. Or the hotel room at the beginning of the movie. Richie, what the hell did you do?
There's a lot. We're gonna get to scenes here in a second. There are a lot of scenes in this movie.
A lot of scenes.
It's very, and I really just kind of kept it as like broad as possible.
Right.
But the book that you mentioned, Alia, is called Rebel Without a Crew.
Yeah.
And it's definitely worth reading, or even just like doing a quick synopsis on it. Talks about his style, which again is called mariachi style. All inspired by his Mexico trilogy, which we've mentioned before: El Mariachi, Desperado, and then Once Upon a Time in Mexico. So we obviously like Robert Rodriguez on this podcast.
Yes, we do.
Let's get into the categories. IMDb. Summary. 2 criminals and their hostages unknowingly seek temporary refuge in a truck stop populated by vampires with chaotic results.
Accurate.
That is like the literal definition of
That's
this
what
movie.
happens in this movie.
That's what it would be if you copied and pasted the entire script and put it into AI and said,
say
make this one sentence.
Summarize this.
That's it. Debuted January 19th, 1996. Runtime of an hour, 45 minutes. Alia, we always ask this question. Do you think it felt like an hour and 45 minutes upon the rewatch?
I don't know how it felt longer because there's just not longer like it was like dragging on, but there was so much packed into it. You know what I mean? Like that's a short film to me. An hour 30, hour 45. Like, yeah.
Nowadays, right?
Yeah.
What about you?
I thought it was quick. I watched it last night, and it was like they get there, and then all of a sudden, like I hadn't seen it in a very long time, but started to remember things and giggle to myself as I'm watching the hilarity ensue of killing vampires, and then realizing, oh, this movie's almost over already. Like they're getting to they're starting to shoot holes in the wall. I'm like, oh, this movie's ending in 5 minutes.
This is it.
This is it. This is
It's
over.
over.
Okay, that was okay. I didn't remember a lot of the end stuff. Like once they get to the bar and all that, I remember all that. How they got there, completely forgot that.
Right.
Completely forgot like the opening scene and the scene in the hotel, and then once they get to Harvey Keitel and like the RV, that was fine. But the first 20, 30 minutes, I'm like, oh, no recollection whatsoever.
I agree with both of
cool.
you. I think it's both slow, especially in the beginning. The first 30 minutes were kind of slow moving, but once they get to the Teddy Twister, it's like over.
Yeah,
all of a sudden,
it's
you're
done.
like, holy shit, that was. I mean, all of a
It
sudden, Selma
moves
Hayek's
so
on
fast.
screen, and then the movie's over.
And
Yeah.
then
Like, it
everybody's
was
dead, and then they lock themselves in, and then they break themselves out, and then end.
Yeah.
And scene.
Right. Budget of $19 million estimated, had a gross worldwide of just over $25 million. So some people would call it kind of a flop or a bust.
Yeah.
It made its money back at least. This is definitely a cult classic.
Yes.
I think a lot
Oh
of
God, yes.
Robert Rodriguez's
at
films
least
are.
for our generation, I
And you
would
could say
say.
a lot of Quentin Tarantino's films are too, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
At least they're not making a ton of money in the theaters really until
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, but I don't even think Reservoir Dogs didn't make a lot of
No,
money.
it
No,
didn't. No.
Pulp Fiction made some money, and it really was Kill Bill, where all of a sudden it's not just making money at the box office, like killing it. Like, oh, that's
Right.
a
Making
huge
lots
box
of
office
money.
draw.
Yeah.
Couple awards. These are all from the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films. It won Best Horror Film. George Clooney won Best Actor. Nominated for Best Supporting Actor was Harvey Keitel, as well as Quentin Tarantino. Juliette Lewis was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Robert Rodriguez was nominated for Best Director. Quentin Tarantino, Best Writer, and was also nominated for Best Makeup. So it got a bunch of awards for what award show that.
Caters to horror movies.
Thank you. Yeah. BS rankings. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 66%, audience score of 76%.
There you go.
And IMDb a 7.2. Alia's already shaking her head. What do you think?
I think
Thoughts?
it's awful. I don't.
The critics?
No. Yes.
The critics 6.6?
That's awful.
That's not really a
It's-
surprise, though.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah.
I like that audience score is higher.
Yeah.
And actually 7.2. We've done this a lot, Alia. That's actually a pretty good score for
It's not bad.
For
fucking-
IMDb.
well, for the people on IMDb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
The
agree.
fanboys.
Totally.
Spielberg Award. We already mentioned Robert Rodriguez. Other films that he has directed besides the ones we've mentioned. So I said he directed Four Rooms, the Misbehaviors skit of the 4 parts, I guess, which I think that's my favorite one, actually. My second favorite one is probably the hotel room where they chop what's his name's finger off.
That's
one's
that's
pretty
the Tarantino
that
one.
Tarantino's in that one, but I actually think I like the Misbehaviors one. That's the one. Did they misbehave? He also directed The Faculty, Spy Kids 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5,
Yeah.
as well as Sin City, both Sin City movies, and Grindhouse and Machete. Fun fact: Quentin Tarantino was actually originally set to direct the movie, but decided not to, so he could focus on the screenplay and his role as Richard Gecko. I'd like to. I'd be curious to see. This movie would be odd as a movie directed by Tarantino, or it could be amazing. It'd probably be good.
I think I assume
it would be different though.
When I was younger,
Yeah.
I assumed he directed it because he was in it and he wrote it. So I assumed that he had directed it. But that was like before, like long time ago. So I think
all the movies that he was involved with, they've all got that Tarantino-esqueness to them,
Totally.
or however you want to describe it. Like even as we mentioned, the other ones that he did not direct, but he wrote, right? Natural Born Killers, for example. That feels like a Tarantino movie.
yeah.
Anyway. I lost my train of thought. Where am I? Okay, the Tarantino Award. We already mentioned Robert Kurtzman wrote this. Tarantino also was the co-writer. We got to mention a couple of his accolades since this award is named after him. 2013, won the Oscar for Best Writing for Django. Nominated in 2010 for Best Original Screenplay for Inglourious Bastards. How did that movie not win, by the way?
No kidding.
I don't know what movies are nominated in 2010, but that seems egregious. You gonna look it up?
I am gonna look it up.
Okay, good. 1995, he did win the Oscar for screenplay, and this is adapted screenplay. I'm sorry, original screenplay for, it used to be called Screenplay Written Directly for the Screen for Pulp Fiction, and he shared it, co-writer with Roger Avery. This is our time where I thought Lambert would have the...
Oh, no,
got
I
it?
got it.
Got it?
The Hurt Locker one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, she won that.
That's well, the writer won. Well,
The-
she won Best Director, and the writer won Best Original Screenplay. It's a pretty good movie.
It is. Okay.
Mark.
I'll
Bowell, Boal, Mark. Bowell, whatever.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Other nominees were Inglourious Bastards, The Messenger, A Serious Man, and Up.
I have an affinity for Up.
I know you do.
Just the first 5 minutes or 7 minutes. Like they don't even, I mean, the rest of the movie is great.
The montage, the
But
entire
the montage where
yeah.
you basically see a whole movie
Yeah.
and then the movie starts. Mm-hmm. We already talked about this in the last episode.
What about could that be one of those like two movies in one kind of thing?
I mean, honestly, like I think it kind of is.
Just
You've
thinking
got
out loud.
that. They're not different, but you've got that, and then you've got what's the other one that I said? Watchmen.
Okay.
You basically see a whole like 50 years during the Bob Dylan song,
Yeah.
and then you're like,
The
the
times
movie
they
hasn't
are
started yet.
changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks Award, George Clooney. I've got two nominees here. I've got George and Quentin. And if you want to add more, we can. But I think George Clooney playing Seth and Quentin Tarantino playing Richard. Those are pretty much the two main characters. Mm-hmm. So I've got a list of other actors that were considered for the role of Seth. I'm curious if any of you guys, A, think one of them would be especially good, or B, think one of them is like, no, that's probably not true. So let me read these. George Clooney, Seth. Also considered Antonio Banderas, Steve Buscemi, Michael Madsen, Tim Roth, John Travolta, Christopher Walken, Jeff Goldblum, James Woods, and Robert De Niro. Apparently, all of them passed due to scheduling conflicts.
Old Bobby D.
Apparently, Travolta, he actually had no interest in doing a vampire movie and said but he did do Pulp Fiction.
I think he made the right choice.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
I don't disagree. So Lambert, any of those, you go first here, and then we'll go back and forth. Any of these that you especially would have maybe been like that, they could have done a pretty good job as Seth.
Madsen. Michael Madsen.
I second that vote.
Michael
That's the
Madsen,
only
really?
one out of all of those.
I'd love to
He's the
see
only
him.
one that I think would have
Yeah,
actually been able to do it.
Christopher Walken, just because it's Christopher Walken, but I think Madsen would have been better. And Tim Roth.
Okay, Tim
think
Roth
Tim
was
Roth
going to
could've
be
done it
mine too.
Yeah.
Any of these that you're like, nope, not a chance. I'll go first. I think Steve Buscemi in this role.
and honestly,
he
Jeff
could've-
Goldblum. I don't see it. I could see him as Tarantino's character.
Steve Buscemi?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. I could see Goldblum.
Both of them.
Both
could
of
both
them.
play Richard for sure.
Could play Richie, but I don't see them.
I see. Yeah, I see.
I do not
I could
see
see
them as
Buscemi
Seth.
as the brother, but
not Seth. Nope.
I mean, strictly based on his performance from Fargo. I'm like, yeah, he could play this fucking creepy dude for sure.
Exactly.
Slightly deranged. You're like, I like him, but also he's a fucking psychopath, clearly. Other 4 Jacksons, I've got Harvey Keitel plays Jacob Fuller. Juliette Lewis plays Kate Fuller. A little bit about her. She was actually cast because she was friends with Quentin Tarantino. She'd been in Natural Born Killers in 1994. And apparently, that was also written by Tarantino, and she received a story by credit. And Tarantino basically suggested her for this role. Danny Trejo plays Razor Sharp Charlie. Tom Savini plays Sex Machine. He's been in 78 things, including Dawn of the Dead, Machete, and Perks of Being a Wallflower. That's a total change of genre.
Yeah, that's a downshift.
And then Fred Williamson plays Frost. He's been in 128 things, including Starsky and Hutch and MASH. So I'll go first on this one, the best of these characters. First of all, I love that Danny Trejo is in... We're going to talk about him later on, but he's not only in this movie, he's in almost every Robert Rodriguez movies, and he's also in every one of the sequels of these movies as well, playing separate new characters, which is fun. So I like Danny Trejo, but my favorite is Harvey Keitel. He's the best in the movie.
He is. He carries it. I mean, you talked about like kind of George Clooney, this being his breakout. Harvey Keitel, and it was something I noticed. He had top billing. It was his name first on this when the credits were rolling. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. It was Harvey and then George. So
yeah.
I think it gave it some weight.
Yep.
Some legitimacy. Harvey, that is. Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree with you. I do agree with you. I think Harvey Keitel carried his weight. He was so good.
Yeah.
But shout out to Fred Williamson.
I was going to say Tom Savini. So
no, I like Fred Williamson.
Tom Savini. Okay, we'll get
Anything
to that.
you gotta say to them?
We'll get to that.
Say to me first.
But Salma Hayek as well. I have to talk about Salma Hayek.
We'll
I'm
talk
in
about
love with her.
In the next category.
Promise.
In a second.
I know. Yes.
let's do it now. Backup singers. Salma Hayek plays Santanico Pandemonium. What a great name.
That's a great
award
name.
for best name of the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheech Marin plays not just one
everything.
character, Border Guard, Chet Pussy, and Carlos, the drug dealer at the end.
Yeah.
Kelly Preston plays newscaster Kelly Hugh, which we know Kelly Preston from lots of things, but Jerry Maguire especially. And then John Hawkes plays Pete Bottoms, who's the liquor store clerk. 143 credits. I just want to put. I mean, he's so much older in a lot of the things now that he's in. But I wanted to throw out some things. Maybe like, do you guys know who he is? Do you guys know who John Hawkes is?
Yes.
I know who he is. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, for me, I was like, what do I know him from? And immediately I was like, oh, Eastbound and Down.
Oh, see, I thought of something else.
What else did you think of?
Shout out to friend of the show, Brian Bauer. Congo.
Oh my God.
That's a deep cut.
He's the
That's
guy,
before
he's the
this.
guy who's literally gets scared to death from the gorilla in Congo.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's also in 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, and he was nominated for an Oscar for Winter's Bone for Best Supporting Actor. So he's got a lot of credits. But this is early on in his career, and it was one of those. I'm like, oh, that guy. I know that guy. He's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, recognize that guy.
So I'll get to go first. Favorite backup singer? Is it who you already mentioned?
Salma Hayek.
She's only on screen for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I know that's what surprised me the most.
Yeah.
I forgot she's barely in this.
Barely
movie.
in it.
Well, why do you like her so much?
She does the dance and then she turns into a vampire and then she's dead.
Other than her just being like, she's so stunning. Like, honestly, I think I was like 14 when I saw the film. And I was like, she's amazing. I love her. But I also loved her from Desperado. And she did that before this.
Yeah.
So she didn't, it was one of those things where it was just kind of like really fun that, she was working with Robert Rodriguez and, it's just such a simple role, but she sells it. Like her little monologue, I love it,
Yeah, I mean, she's a sex symbol, right? And then she turns into this pretty evil creature, and you're like, fuck.
The evilest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The evil
she's
creature.
the ringleader.
But there's worse ways to die.
I mean, okay.
Just leave it there. Lambert, do you have a different choice for a backup singer?
I do like Cheech Marin just because he's sprinkled in everywhere, and it's just funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Agree to disagree.
You guys are both not wrong. So I'm just for the sake of not having anyone, just so we don't, I'm gonna have a three-way tie because I'm gonna pick John Hawkes because I thought he was great. Not only because I was like, oh, I recognize that guy from so many things, but because he plays that character great. The liquor store.
No, it really does.
I forgot about that scene. I totally forgot.
So did
that
I.
scene is like,
I had no. I'm like the movie started and like I honestly thought for a second, did I click on the wrong movie? Like, because I do not remember that at all. I'm like, is this the right? Am I watching the right thing?
and
Then they get on screen. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is it. What the hell's going on?
I like the subtle comedy too. He's like, I didn't mouth anything to them. He's still arguing with Richie.
I should get an Academy Award for how normal I'm acting.
So I liked him a lot.
Yeah, he's good.
John Williams for music. Graham Revel did this. 118 credits. Also a few other bangers that we all love. The Crow, The Saint, and then Daredevil. Okay, let's get into the scenes. I have 13. Is that too many?
No, I think that's perfect.
Is that appropriate? All right, scene number 1. I just put down gas station robbery.
Mm-hmm.
As we already mentioned. Pretty funny, pretty crazy. You get a really good insight as to like how crazy Richie is. And how like they had a couple moments, by the way, in that scene. We don't have to keep going into every scene like this, but I really appreciated the Star Wars action scene where what I mean by that is Clooney comes around and he starts just shooting, and they're just both shooting at each other and no one's hitting each other. They can't be more than 5 feet away from each other. And all the bags of chips are blowing up around Clooney. Yeah. I'm like, how the fuck did he not get shot? Well, obviously because it's a movie, but...
And then, but when they shoot at the very last, right before they leave, they light him on fire and all the popcorn's going off because he lands in that. I thought that was hilarious for some reason.
And he pops up out of nowhere and starts shooting again.
Yeah.
You're like, what is going on right now? This has become an over the top. But like again, is this like Halloween? Or am I watching Michael Myers right now?
Right, exactly. I have something that connects that scene to the last when they get to Titty Twister, but I'll talk about that later.
Okay. Seth and Richie hijack the Winnebago. This isn't my favorite scene, but this is just a scene that it happens in the film. These are the kind of that's like a boring part. There's a bunch of scenes there. That's all I wrote down. Winnebago. Crossing the border. So our first Cheech Marin sighting. It's kind of funny. Getting to the Titty Twister. So again, see Cheech Marin number 2.
Right.
Selma Hayek dance. And I also added that to that leads to the stabbing of Richie's hand, the vampires. Basically Selma Hayek's and the vampires show up. And then it's really kind of sad. What's her name? What's her character's name again?
Kate?
No. Selma Hayek's.
Santanico Pandemonium.
Pandemonia, given that speech, I'm going to kill you. And he's just sitting there loading a gun. I'm like, do you not see him loading this gun right in front of you? That was just a little
She tells
ridiculous.
him she's going to make him lick the dog shit off her boot heels. I was like, ooh.
I get it, but it was
that's the best. It's so good.
And as if it couldn't anymore, I wrote the next part is I wrote silliness ensues, which is band explodes. They beat the vampire, then stab his heart with a pencil. Eventually, Richie is a vampire, and then one by one, those are all kind of separate scenes. Each guest turns into a vampire. First, it's Sex Machine, then it's Fred Williamson. Let's see,
and then they hide and then Harvey Keitel gets bit, and he they barricade themselves in the back room, and then Harvey Keitel gets there, and then.
I mean, and there's some we can chop the scenes up if we want. Like Sex Machine turning is its own thing. Mm-hmm. Frost releasing all the vampires is its other thing because it's kind of unexpected. Jacob on his own, right? And then he gets back in with the group. That's its own thing.
Yep.
And then the silliness is kind of the vampires attacking the humans, and the humans like regrouping and attacking the vampires.
Right.
And all the crazy ways
With,
they're
like,
killing vampires.
Super
and,
soakers and like a steak. I don't even know how the hell he made that thing. I don't know what that machine was in the first place. And then he rigged it with a giant steak, so it just.
That's why I wrote down like the prep. I think the prep and
Right.
for the battle.
It was a nice little prep montage.
And they got some good music that goes well with it. Group takes out the vampires is kind of the next big scene. Really the end of the movie, and ends with them shooting the holes in the walls. And then Seth confronting Cheech. And he's, quote...
Why?
Yeah. This place is as good as another. Open from dusk till dawn. What are they, psychos?
Yeah. Okay, we'll save that for the next category.
And then, of course, you got the big reveal of the lair of the vampires as they pan out. So, sequel? Who knows? Okay. So those are all the scenes I had. Any ones I kind of skip by?
No.
Okay. What's your favorite, Alia?
Oh God. Probably the intro to the Titty Twister where Cheech Marin makes his speech. That's my very favorite.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Who gets to say that later on?
You do.
No.
Yeah, you do.
No.
I'll do it. I don't care.
Well, Cybele. We'll make Cybele do it.
Yes.
I don't mind doing it. It's fun.
Okay.
It's funny.
You got to try to do it in the accent if you're going to do it.
Of course.
You got to do it right.
Fuck it.
Yes.
All right. Good choice. Lambert, do you have what's your vote?
I don't know. It's like, it's that one. I think it's probably like after like he gets his hand stabbed, she turns that, and then like the vampire hilarity ensues. Probably that sequence. That's probably my favorite, just because it's so funny. It's they're coming up with very interesting ways of killing vampires, and then Clooney drops in these great little one-liners every like he does throughout the entire movie, but like he just drops those subtly in every now and then, and it's just I think I like that one the most.
Well, and like Sex Machine like actually kicks Kate in the face. Like there's just some comedic
Yes.
moments. Fred Williams just like burning everybody.
Yeah.
And then Kate kind of becomes a badass. Just like I mean
like,
it all kind of
like,
happens really quickly.
Tipping the table upside down and then dropping four strippers on
Yeah.
each leg. Like, come on.
Exactly. We already mentioned the Salma Hayek dance. I think that was the scene that again, I was 15 when this movie came out. So
Yeah.
that was my favorite scene
Yep.
for a long time. But I would say that I laughed the most, and especially loved the Sex Machine turning into a vampire this part. I thought that was just so funny and so well done, and so just, I don't know, silly humor. I was like, that's pretty great.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Heath Ledger Award for Scene Stealing. So I've got 2 nominees. I've got, and please add more people if you want. I've got Salma Hayek and Harvey Keitel.
So I sort of figured that those were shoo-ins. So I went with Sex Machine turning into a vampire. That was the scene stealing. And then Clooney's neck and shoulder tattoo in the final scene.
Oh, you just think his
His
just the
tattoo
way
in
his neck
general.
and his tattoo looks.
Yeah.
Scene stealing for you. Okay, all right. So similar to like me with Salma Hayek and the snake.
Yeah, exactly.
That was your okay. I got it. Lambert, do you have any other scene stealing nominees?
No.
Okay. Well, who are you picking?
No, you go first.
I'll take. This is tough. I mean, I'm gonna say Harvey. I'm gonna say Salma Hayek. I don't even know why I'm dancing around it.
I
Salma
have
Hayek.
to second that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How long is she in this movie?
Like,
She
seriously.
steals the scene.
Of course she does.
Exactly.
Of course she does. I will say Harvey Keitel.
Okay. Dante's Peak. So I have vampire movies on here as kind of the first category to talk about. And I would be curious what you guys think. So I'm just going to go in like order by date. These aren't necessarily, these are not ordered by popularity. So what's the peak to think of vampire movies? Nosferatu came out in 1922. By the way, it has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Nosferatu. Dracula, not the one that came out in the 90s, the one that came out in 1931, also has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. And there's like a giant gap. And then in the 80s, we start seeing vampire movies again. So we got Fright Night, comes out in 85. Lost Boys comes out in 87. Bram Stoker's Dracula comes out in 92, which I like that movie. I think it's
I
underrated.
do too.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, also underrated.
That's one of my favorites.
That's great. And the TV show is obviously amazing. This is just movies. 92. Interview with the Vampire, 94. I put that on there for me, not for anyone else. This comes out in 96. Blade, 98. Underworld, 03. Got to mention the Underworld trilogy, or the series, because there's a whole bunch of those.
Of course.
Twilight, got to mention those.
Got to mention those.
Came out in 08, first one. What We Do in the Shadows came out in 2014, and the show is great. And then Sinners, again, came out last year. I will start. I think the peak...
And then
Oh,
Abraham
more?
Lincoln Vampire Hunter in 2012.
Is that 2012?
That was
Okay, all right.
2012.
Which, that's one of my favorite movies.
We saw that in
and
the
books.
The book was... God, I hate that movie, but that book was so good.
Yeah.
They totally... Yeah. Anyways.
I think
I could talk about that for a long time.
we really could. And maybe we should sometime.
Maybe we should. Next year.
Worst book adaptations.
Oh my goodness.
And the bar was pretty low already.
Sorry.
I think this is kind of hard because the question is, are we talking box office? Are we talking about pop culture like impact? Are we talking about quality? Because if we're talking about quality, I think the answer is probably like mid 90s. And that's kind of a mixture of pop culture and quality, because you've got Bram Stoker's Buffy, Interview with the Vampire, and then this all kind of, and then Blade, right?
Blade.
So just 90s in general, I guess you'd say 90s. I don't know. I'm just gonna say that. I might change my mind if you guys can.
No, I feel the exact same way.
Really?
I think that it seems like there's been a resurgence even in the last couple of years, because there was a new Nosferatu that came out, which I went to the theater to go see, which I thought was really good. It was really, really good. But and then there's even another one, a Bram Stoker's Dracula, a new one coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't even mention Vampires that had James Woods in it.
Oh my God, I remember that. Teak.
And Michael Madsen was in that too, wasn't he? Pretty sure.
I can't remember. I'm sure you're right.
I don't know why I think that. I don't know, Lambert. What do you think?
I'm gonna say Blade, just because I love that movie, and it's kind of like you kind of mentioned the arc of like you had Bram Stoker's, and then it kind of builds up, and then this, and then you had Blade at the end of the 90s. Was kind of like, and that was everybody always forgets this. That's a Marvel character. Mm-hmm. That's a comic book adaptation, one of the first. So I'm gonna say Blade.
Yeah, right after that is X-Men.
Exactly.
I think it is. We have to make sure we mention that Twilight, though, the impact Twilight had on
everything,
the high schoolers, the middle schoolers,
everything.
Book series.
When Jordan was reading those.
Yeah. So I think that's maybe like a new age peak, but I think that we could say 90s. We definitely.
We would say
90s,
but like commercially, it's probably Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think it definitely is.
Box office, everything like that. Like
George Clooney.
Does he have one?
I think he's got a couple. This might be one of those instances where like he's got a couple different peaks.
I think who else had one? Gene Hackman had one of those too. Yeah.
Yeah. So ER is his breakout. Starts in 94. He comes back in 98. Like he's in it for a couple seasons. He reprises his role a few times, but basically it's 94, 95, 96. Batman and Robin is in 97. Again, we already said this movie is 96. Out of Sight is in 98. Worth mentioning that he is in South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut in 98. Plays the Doctor.
Doesn't get any easier.
yeah. That's not the answer, but it's worth mentioning. Three Kings in 1999. This is really kind of
underrated.
This is where it's happening for him, I think, on screen. So Three Kings in 99. Oh Brother, We're Out Thou, 2000. Perfect Storm, 2000. Ocean's 11, 01. Dangerous Mind, 02. And that's his first directing credit. And I think that's his first peak. I think his first peak is around there. I think it's probably
Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
If you could argue that that's the movie that allows him to basically make any other film forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sets himself up quite nicely.
Absolutely.
Even though it was an ensemble, he was the leader.
Right. Well, right. An ensemble of other major stars.
Correct.
I mean, when you're on screen with Brad Pitt and Matt Damon, and you are the lead,
right?
I'm not sure it gets any better than that.
Right.
But now he's got now he gets into his like artsy type. I hate to say artsy, but like he's definitely working on dramas and directing. So in 2005, he is nominated for an Oscar for Best Director and Original Screenplay for Good Night and Good Luck. He wins Best Supporting Actor for Syriana in 2005. He's nominated for Best Actor for Michael Clayton in 2007. Also nominated for Best Actor in 2009 for Up in the Air. Fun fact, filmed at Afton High School.
Yeah.
While I worked there.
Yep.
He's in The Men in Stare at Goats at 2009.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was so good.
So weird, but
It's
so
so
good.
bad. It's so great.
Yes. Yes.
The Ides of March in 2011, he is nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. He's nominated for Best Actor for The Descendants in 2011, and he also wins Best Movie for Argo in 2012 as the executive producer. So, like, right? I mean, look at all the nominees for like Oscars and winners that he had in that like 8-year time span. So that's a different type of peak, right? That's his I'm going to be an actor and director type peak.
It's kind of like the first peak is I can prove that I can make you money.
Yeah.
And now that I've proven that I can make you money, now I'm going to go do stuff that I want to do and prove to you that I can act. Which you can tell from even the previous stuff that he was a good actor, but now he's getting notoriety for actual acting and writing and directing jobs.
Yep. And honestly, I think it's probably Michael Clayton in 2007 when he gets nominated for Best Actor. He wins supporting 2 years before that for Syriana, but I think Michael Clayton is his defining dramatic role. Personally. All right, Selma Hayek. We already litigated this before, but I put it back on here so that you can decide.
Okay.
What you think is Selma Hayek's peak. So Desperado's in 95. This is in 96. Wild Wild West is in 1999.
Yes. I know the answer to this question.
Frida is in 02.
Oh, okay.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico is in 03. Spy Kids 3D Game Over is in 03. I should mention she was also nominated for Best Actress in a Leading Role for Frida. So worth mentioning. A little bit of a gap. Grown Ups 2010. Puss in Boots 2011. I think the rest of these I probably don't need to mention. Hitman's Bodyguard in 2017.
Good. The Hitman's Bodyguard's wife later.
Yeah, he is. She's in that one.
She's in
Eternals
that one
in 2021 if you're a Marvel person. So
Yeah.
what do you think's her peak?
90s for me, because I don't know why. I think she was just like so she setting the bar for certain things, that you just hadn't seen before. But you did not list one of my favorites, but that's okay.
Dogma?
I loved her in
I
Dogma,
forgot
of
to
course,
mention
of course.
Dogma.
Wait, is
No,
that Fools Rush In?
it is Fools Rush In.
And when does that come out? That's
That was
96?
90.
that
Yes.
That was 90s. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
late 90s.
I think 95 or 96.
I hate to
I think
say
it
it.
was
I think it's
96.
actually Wild Wild West as far as just how much
Fools Rush In, 97.
how much she's on screen. Is it 97?
97.
Oh,
Like she's
thank
the
you.
main like love interest in Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate to make that the peak, but
Can we just say Frida because she got nominated?
all right.
Yeah, I
that's
agree
fine.
with that.
Let's say Frida, but after that it takes it's off
She
a
just-
cliff.
Well, she just
For a
I don't
while.
know, she paused.
I think she
took a break.
had a
or
baby.
If she had a family. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Quoth the Raven. So favorite quotes.
You just want to get it out of the way.
just get it out of the way.
You know what's funny is
I didn't even write it down because I'm like,
I
I'm not going to
didn't
say
either.
that, so I'm not going to write it down.
I just,
Everybody-
I'm not.
I'm just
Everybody
gonna
knows it.
wrap it up. If you don't like it, fuck it.
There you go.
How about that? That's the end of it. That's the end of the long quote, which all of you should, not all of you, age appropriately, you should perhaps listen to that or watch it.
Look it up, or watch the movie. Watch the movie and look it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. So it's not exactly a quote, but it sort of links Titty Twister to the first scene where they're at the gas station. So the last line of his sales pitch is, "If we don't have it, you don't want it."
Mm-hmm.
That was what was written on the awning of the gas station as you go in, like in the first scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good to know. Little throwback there.
Yeah.
Lambert.
Good. Rule number 1, no noise. No questions. If you make a noise, Mr. 44 makes a noise. If you ask a question, Mr. 44 answers it. Now, are you absolutely positively clear about rule number 1? Yes. Rule number 2, You do what we say when we say it. If you don't see rule number 1, rule number 3, don't you ever try to fucking run on us because I've got 6 little friends and they can all run faster than you can.
I mean, a lot of these are from Seth. He's got a lot.
He's got a lot of them. Yeah, he does.
I laughed out loud because I forgot about this. Did they look like psychos? Is that what they look like? They were vampires. Psychos do not explode when sunlight hits them. I don't give a fuck how crazy they are.
I laughed so fucking hard.
Yeah. If the movie's over, he just throws that line out there. You're like,
right.
fuck. Yeah, you're right.
So good.
Good job.
I don't have
You have
any
any more?
more.
Okay.
I don't have
Okay.
any. That was
All right.
it. That,
I have a
wouldn't.
couple more.
Yeah.
I have a couple more. Well, that is a matter of opinion, and I don't give a fuck about yours.
I had the whole Santico pandemonium quote,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I need to say the whole thing.
Probably don't need to
But
say
I
the
do
whole
think
thing.
it's
But you
fun.
can
It's fun to
give
say.
me your best little snippet.
And at my command, you'll lick the dog shit from my boot heel. Since you'll be my dog, your new name will be Spot. I got one more.
I've got a couple more.
Okay, well then let me go one more time.
All right.
And I'm just going to mention a quote that I'm not going to say out loud, but that was like, I still remember this moment, and I was like, this is what I'm talking about with Quentin Tarantino. And again, maybe he didn't come up with this line, but the fact that he's in this setting, you got to be real fucking something to think. Like the part where he imagines what Kate is saying to him. I'm not going to say it out loud, but I was like, and he just goes, sure. And later on brings it up. You know that thing you mentioned earlier. I'd be happy to do that for you. I'm like, fucking, this is why. Why is this even a through line?
Yeah.
He's fucking demented.
Is that?
And let's just say Richie's demented. I don't want to say Quentin, but Richie is definitely demented.
Yeah.
That's my next series of quotes.
Who was saying that? Was it Quentin or was it Richie?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. The lines are blurred.
The lines are very blurred. Peachy Kate. The world's my oyster, except for the fact that I just rammed a wooden stake in my brother's heart because he turned into a vampire, even though I don't believe in vampires. Aside from that unfortunate business, everything's hunky-dory.
All right, vampire killers. Let's kill some fucking vampires. That's my last one.
I know what's going on. We got a bunch of fucking vampires out there trying to get in here and suck our fucking blood. And that's it. Plain and simple. I don't want to hear anything about I don't believe in vampires because I don't fucking believe in vampires, but I believe my own 2 eyes. And what I saw is fucking vampires. Now, do we all agree that what we're dealing with is vampires?
Yep. All Seth.
All Seth. It's all Seth all the time.
Any more?
I think I already mentioned it. Go home, Kate. I may be a bastard, but I'm not a fucking bastard.
Yeah, we led the show with it.
We led the show with it. That's a good one. And then, so what are you, Jacob? A faithless preacher or a mean motherfucking servant of God? I'm a mean servant of God. So we can end on that.
Yep. You're canceled. I'm just going to say that the Richie and Kate stuff I would take out.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I mean, you don't need that to see how fucked up Richie is. Like that just kind of that's just gasoline on a fire.
He can do other things to demonstrate that.
He
He already did other things.
Exactly. He did it in the hotel. Like
Yeah.
that's
and
what
the
you
shop.
need. You had that one scene kind of set the stage for who he is, who Seth is, and their dynamic as brothers. You don't need anything else. It doesn't need any more help.
No. Anything else? I think the word they used the word mongoloid at one point.
Yeah.
And
I second that
And
at
I
the
was
very
like,
beginning.
okay, that felt real dirty and creepy and
Yeah, it was the sheriff who was talking to the gas station attendant.
Oh.
And
probably not going to say
I felt
that.
that was
Probably don't need to say
not that would not happen now.
No, not at all. So there's a little bit of that. Let's do some recasting. Another Spider-Man. Let's recast. Let's see. We're going to recast Kate, Jacob, Pandemonium, and then Richie and Seth. Let's do Kate first. Juliette Lewis was 23 at the time. I will go first. I've got... okay, I'm going to say 3. I said Anya Taylor-Joy. She's in her mid-20s.
Yep.
Sadie Sink, that's from Jana.
She's on my
I
list.
think she'd be really good, Sadie Sink.
Yep.
And then I actually think Elle Fanning is my favorite.
So I thought about Elle Fanning and I didn't put her down. But Sadie Sink was who I wrote down.
Okay. You want to throw some more in there?
The only other name I wrote down was Emma Myers. So she's in Wednesday. She's the werewolf in Wednesday.
Yeah.
She
would be actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
I think since we all said it, we got to go Sadie
We got to
Sink.
go Sadie Sink
Yeah.
since we all said it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yep.
Harvey Keitel plays Jacob. He was 57.
Ooh.
This is gonna. I think this is my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, I agree.
Not even saying my answer is the favorite, but I think I've got a lot of really good options in this one. If that makes sense.
I have good options.
You go first then.
Okay, you want me to just say? I have 3 names. You want me to say all 3?
Please.
All right. I wrote down Ethan Hawke.
Me too.
That was the only person I put on my list.
Okay. All right, well, that's probably gonna be the winner, but I do want to say the other ones first.
Matt Damon.
Yeah. Okay.
And just because we're here and because he can do anything, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Producer Justin seconds that one. All right. So you said Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
That's the first name I wrote down.
Yep.
I'll give you a couple more. I think Michael Sheen would be good at this.
Okay.
You guys know Michael Sheen?
Oh,
Yep.
I didn't even. Yeah,
Yep.
I didn't even think of
I think
him.
he'd be good. I put down Mark Ruffalo. I think he could play he was just in a movie TV show called Task. And he plays
HBO show.
He plays
I didn't get that.
not a disgrace, but like a drunk FBI agent that has had bad things happen to his family. Now he's like, he used to be all into Jesus, and now he's kind of like down on it. I just thought he had the same vibe. Yep. That maybe Jacobs kind of could be bringing here. Paul Giamatti could be really funny. You got to think of someone who can kind of out of nowhere become deranged. I really like Jana. Jana came correct with these. Jana recommended Bradley Whitford.
Okay.
Who Bradley Whitford you'd probably know. Oh, okay. Back in the day, you'd know him from Billy Madison. He's the
guy who's trying to steal the hotel.
Antagonist. Got the old weird balls.
He's also in West Wing.
His balls are funny looking. I was gonna say West Wing for sure. He's also in. Oh, you know what? Did you ever watch Cabin in the Woods?
No.
What's the TV show? The Handmaid's Tale.
Nope. Don't watch it. I'm awful.
Oh,
I know
who
exactly.
Bradley Whitford.
You know who
Yes,
that
I
is.
do know
You
who
who
he
that
is.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
I think
definitely
he-
know who that
Okay,
is.
that's a yes.
Okay, I think Bradley
agree.
Whitford would be amazing, but Jana already got the last one, so Ethan Hawke's
I
the
think
winner.
it's got to be. Yeah, again,
Yeah,
we all wrote down
definitely.
Ethan Hawke, and I think
Yeah.
he'd be
Yep.
great.
Yeah, without a doubt. Salma Hayek played Pandemonium. She was 30 at the time. Alia, you get to go first on this one.
So, not to be a smartass, but I thought Salma Hayek would still do a good job if they somehow magically brought her back. Like she had some sort of other thing going on, like a
She's a vampire,
clone.
so
she's
she's
a
a
vampire.
queen.
Totally.
Queen of the
I,
Vampires.
totally
like
do
she
it.
looks so amazing that
Yeah,
I think that
she
they
looks
should
great.
just bring her back. But since I don't want to be an absolute brat, I then decided on Becky G. Just to keep with since it is a Mayan temple in the back of, and they are in Mexico, I figured I should stick with a Latina who, and she's a musician and she can dance, so I figured she would fit the.
She plays the Yellow Ranger in the most recent Power Rangers film. Also,
And she's in Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
Yep.
Okay, Becky G. Lambert, who do you got?
I wrote down a few names, but probably the one I like the most is Ana de Armas.
I have Ana de Armas written down
I was
as well.
thinking of her, but I think she's too sweet.
I could see that. She is very...
She's so
Innocent.
beautiful.
Show me your range, Anna.
No, I think she's wonderful. She's absolutely wonderful. But
So I agree. I at both parts, I think she'd be really good. I also think she can be innocent, but she's been in some kind of edgy movies too.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
true.
not. It's not just
That's true.
Knives Out, which is I think she plays
she was
very
in
like
she was in a
doe-eyed
movie with Keanu Reeves where she was
ballerina.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Isn't she in the
No,
ballerina?
I'm thinking a much older movie. It was on Netflix, I think. It was her and a friend who take him hostage and do awful things to him and kill him, and bury him in the backyard.
I do not know what this movie is. but
I hope
gotta
I
look
have
it up
that
now.
right.
Hold on, we're gonna figure this out real quick. This is good podcasting. Yeah, she is in ballerina. Okay, good. I was losing my mind. I don't know.
Yes.
Is that the Gray Man? Deep Water? The Night Clerk? I'm talking to you.
No. That's a no. I can't
Ghosted.
remember.
She's in Ghosted. Okay, she kind of plays a badass in Ghosted. Let me give you my nominee that we can pick.
Yeah, let's
I
do
think
that.
Dua Lipa would be really good.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of her as
Dua
well.
Lipa. Think of her from Argyle. Lambert, have you seen Argyle? Have you seen if you even seen the movie trailer for Argyle? You'd see it.
Maybe
Dua Lipa.
Probably.
Okay.
I have not seen
Have you
it.
seen Dua Lipa from
I'm looking at
Barbie?
it right now. No,
She's
I
in
haven't seen
Barbie?
Barbie. What?
Hold on.
I haven't
Let's
seen
not bury
Barbie.
the lead. Hold on. You've never seen Barbie?
No. Ask me something else that I probably haven't seen.
Probably a lot of movies in the last
We
5
just
years.
talked about this. I just saw Harry Potter for the first time.
That's true. Well,
Come on.
that's a different
Yeah.
a different reason.
Yeah, I feel like that's a more egregious crime than not seeing Barbie.
Listen. Maybe.
Sidewall agrees.
Maybe. See, ponder it.
You're thinking too long about it.
I really want to like advocate for Dua Lipa. I'm just
let's do it.
I'm just gonna let you know.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be either of yours because I
Becky
wasn't
G.
really in love with
I-
any of mine. But
I think
like
Dua Lipa could
I like Becky
totally
G. I like both yours.
pull it off as well. I don't know enough about Becky G, but I felt like she would do it justice. How's that?
Yeah.
But I think that so would Dua Lipa.
I'll let you guys duke it out.
You have me convinced.
Thank you, Dua Lipa. All right, Quentin Tarantino plays Richie. I'll start on this one because I think it's my turn to start. If not, I'll go anyway. Jana recommended Adam Driver, which
Okay.
I could see it.
I like that.
And
I
then
like that.
I also recommended Jesse Plemons.
See, I
By the way,
always
Quentin
say
Tarantino
him,
was-
and that's why I didn't say
Okay.
him.
And Tarantino was 33, by the way. That's why I was kind of living in those waters. I don't necessarily love either of mine.
I came up with something very well. He just looks so young, and I think that he does weird, creepy stuff to be funny. But I think he could do it. Paul Rudd.
You know what's funny is I wrote him down as Jacob at one point.
For Jake, yeah, you could do that. I think yeah.
Okay, all right.
I had two names. I had Dylan O'Brien, and then I have Evan Peters.
I like Evan Peters. I actually like Dylan O'Brien a lot too. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay. But I would vote Evan Peters.
All right.
Just because think about him as a Dahmer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
really good as
Yeah.
Dahmer.
Yeah.
George Clooney played Seth. He was 35 at the time. I'm gonna go second because the best nominees are from Jana. Then they weren't even from me. She did so much better than me in this time around. So who are you nominating for Seth?
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac is a good. I think he might be a little old, but
I don't know. Clooney kind of had some silver.
could he pull off the neck tattoo? I think that's a question you need to ask yourself.
Yeah.
Isaac pull off the neck?
Yeah. Yeah.
He probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Lambert, who are your nominees?
I have three.
Okay.
I have Joseph Quinn.
Okay.
I have Robert Pattinson and Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I think I like Aaron Taylor Johnson the most out of those. Jana has Wyatt Russell
Oh.
and Emil Hirsch. I think she just really likes Emil Hirsch.
I think, yeah. Who doesn't?
And I just like, just like you always put Jesse Plemons, I put Glenn Powell on here again.
I see, and I saw like, of course, like you Google search actors in their 30s. He's the first name that comes up, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
We recast him for something unanimously in a previous episode. I can't remember what that was,
I don't remember what it was either.
but
Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think. I like Oscar Isaac too. I'm bucking up against him being a little too old.
Okay. That's fine.
But depending on if we're completely ignoring that, then I think he would probably be the best. But and I don't know, Aaron Taylor Johnson, he's probably in his 30s, isn't he?
he is in his
Yeah,
30s.
he is.
Okay, all right.
He's definitely in the series.
Okay, to stream or not to stream? Here's a question: is this better as a TV show? And I think it's worth mentioning. This was a TV show.
Yeah. And I think
Was it?
had 3
It was.
seasons.
It did. 31 episodes. Jake Busey plays Sex Machine. I wrote this down last night. And I was like,
That's amazing.
Here's some fun facts for everyone. Wilder Valderrama plays a character called Carlos Madrigal. Robert Patrick was in it. Don Johnson was in it. And, of course, Danny Trejo and Tom Savini are both back. It had 3 seasons and actually had pretty good reviews. It was in like the 7s.
I have a quick question. Did they make 2 TV shows out of it? Because I know they had a recent one on El Rey, the network.
This is that one. So this is the one from 2014, 2016.
No, I'm talking about like in the 2020s.
Oh.
because there was a newer
This one was on El Rey or whatever.
God, maybe I'm thinking of like a shorter, not a
A miniseries or something?
yeah.
Or maybe they just re-released
Because there was
this?
another one. Wait, was
My answer is directly tied to what happens next.
it doesn't matter. I don't have to be right or wrong. But I didn't really see the show, but I don't
I didn't even know the show existed.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think that I think you're talking about the exact same
It
series.
is the exact same one?
This one, because I remember looking like, where did this come out from? How'd this come out? And it came out on the El Rey. Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
They do have a new series in development, by the way, because of course this will never die.
Well, and I
It
didn't
will
know,
never die.
and I didn't know there was a sequel until I was rewatching it last night, and then from Dusk Till Dawn 2 comes up, and I'm like, what? And
There
I'm
are
like,
two
It's
sequels.
too late. I have to go to bed.
There are two. There's a third.
It was like
one.
12:45.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to go to sleep.
Well, then let's kind of roll this right into Tomorrow's Another Day, because as we're talking about sequels and things, and then we can talk about whether we would stream this, make it a TV show, or what happens next. There's a from Dusk Till Dawn 2 called Texas Blood Money.
What happens in the?
It came in 1999. What happens in this movie?
Yeah, or is there like a synopsis or something?
5 career criminals. Oh, I got the synopsis.
Okay, good. I'm
5
curious.
career criminals gather in Mexico to pull off a bank heist. They soon realize that they are up against far more frightening creatures than the police pursuing them. Starred Robert Patrick again, Tiffany Thiessen, Bruce Campbell, and Danny Trejo.
Give me some
Spoiler:
Bruce
Danny
Campbell.
Trejo's in all of these things. He's in this
Of
one
course
too.
he is.
And there's also a Dusk Till Dawn 3 called The Hangman's Daughter. Also came out in 1999. This one is set 100 years ago in Mexico. This horror western is the story of the birth of the vampire princess, Pandemonium. But this one was written by Robert Rodriguez.
Oh.
So he came back and wrote this one.
Okay.
And it stars Rebecca Gayheart along with Danny Trejo.
Oh.
Love me some Danny Trejo.
Not, by the way, he does not play the same character in all the films, which is really
I
funny.
wish he would, but
He should have.
he should
I
have.
feel like they missed a moment there. He's a vampire. But no, he's different every time.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So what happens next, Lambert and Alia? Let Lambert go first. He's always got a pretty detailed thing going on
This
here.
came to me this morning. And
Okay.
it's quite good. Well, so you can go a million different directions with it, but so how I went, and it kind of ties into, so if you went this direction, you could turn it into a show. So Kate goes, like, he leaves and Kate's just there. So what she do? She goes back inside and finds one vampire that hasn't died and interrogates her until she learns that there are more vampire covens like this one. After that, she goes around the bar, gathers up all the weapons and loads them in the RV and then goes on the hunt. Or if you really wanted to get crazy with it and you wanted to go crossover, you wanted to get in some crossover madness. When she goes back into the RV, she finds someone sitting at the table waiting for her. A menacing figure with a large gun holstered on his hip and a sword on his back.
And you're going to say Blade.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Or you could keep go and you could go further down the rabbit hole. During the interrogation, she also learns of the location of one particular coven that's been around for hundreds of years in the Pacific Northwest.
From Twilight. Why don't just enlist the El Mariachi band as well to
You
go
can
on
do
this?
that too. So, but in general, like she turns into a vampire hunter, and then each season could be her finding another coven. And,
Okay. I think if
leave Blade and all that was just nonsense.
No,
and
I
was
think
just
that's
having
kind of fun and silly, and I do agree with you. This storyline has the opportunity for a series. It's
Totally.
kind of a no-brainer almost on a series.
Yeah,
right?
like all these series of events could have been season one, and then she goes on and meets new villains, new allies, maybe give her some kind of underlying backstory of why she has a propensity for killing vampires.
Yeah. And if you look at the series that came out, it does start off with the original storyline, but then it goes beyond that. So it's pretty much like
All right,
this.
look at that.
But they just started from the beginning of the movie.
I should start like writing these things down and pitching them.
Be a screenplay.
No,
Write
I should just
screenplays.
be just
Just an idea, man.
Just coming up
Here's
with the idea.
Blade meets From Dusk Till Dawn.
Right.
Go.
Exactly. And go.
I'm just the idea, man. All right, Alia, what do you think?
Mine was really similar to his, but a little bit switched. I said Kate went and traveled the world with her money because he said he was an asshole, not a fucking asshole. So she got away and out of all of that shit because she already had sort of seemed like a very calm life, before all of that shit happened. But then I think that since Clooney went to El Rey, which was supposed to be in Mexico, he was like, what the fuck was going on? So he went back to the Titty Twister, found the Mayan, temple in the back, and then because it was so huge, of course there were going to be more. And then he ended up pretty much doing what you were saying.
And hilarity ensues.
Yeah, and hilarity
Ridiculous
ensues.
vampire slaying.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, and I think one thing we can certainly agree on is that Kate and Seth are no longer together.
Yeah.
Like
Correct.
that,
They go
there's
their
to be a
separate ways.
separation
Yeah.
of that.
They definitely go their separate ways. Yeah.
Totally agree. All right, well, let's get into some nerd facts, ones we haven't shared. So we're just going to take turns reading them. Sound good? Do you want to start?
I'll start.
Go ahead.
The humorous line, "No thanks, I've already had a wife," was improvised by George Clooney. Director Robert Rodriguez never intended it to be in the final cut, but after the studio included the line in a trailer, he felt obligated to include it in the film.
Because it's great. It's a great line.
It is a great line.
Selma Hayek did not have a choreographer for her dance because, according to her, you can't choreograph the live snake she wore around her neck, which is probably true.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So director Robert Rodriguez told her just to feel the music and dance to it, and he used the same tactic with Jessica Alba in Sin City.
It worked.
Green blood was used for the vampires to get the movie past the censors.
That's so funny. Oh, we are a Puritan society.
Well,
tracks.
when they used it, it draw your attention to that something is off here. Because it was, at first it was just like a bar fight sort of ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or to the people in the bar. So.
Right.
Well, I think most of his films, too, are not like gratuitous gore. I mean, a lot of people are dying, but it's not blood. It's not Tarantino, right? That's the main difference, right? You think about Tarantino films.
Yep.
Think about Kill Bill. Like I don't know how many gallons of cornstarch and red dye they had to use in that movie, but it was a lot.
It's a lot.
And then you think about Desperado, and you think about this movie, definitely not the same.
Yep. If you look closely, when Cheech Marin is playing the customs agent, his name badge says Oscar Marin, the name of Cheech's real life father, an LAPD officer.
That's really funny. The band playing the Titty Twister is Tito and Tarantula, featuring Robert Rodriguez. The lineup also featured Oingo Boingo, one of the best band names of all time, by the way. Oingo Boingo's drummer, Johnny Vatos Hernandez.
The body count is 122.
I should have used that as a trivia question, because that's always a fun one. Like, how many people do you think? I wouldn't have guessed 122.
No.
I would have said like 50.
Or we should have done
75 maybe.
Yeah.
Be like, did it have a higher body count than this movie? Like, sort of blind comparison between other action movies.
Mental note. Producer Justin, don't let us forget to do this for the next shoot 'em up movie.
Right. Like,
over under
Predator.
from Dusk Till Dawn.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Well, Predator doesn't have that many people.
This is over Predator.
Well, because
Easily.
Predator only has like 6 people die because there's not that many people in it. But you know where I'm going.
Right. Desperado. Over under Desperado.
Right. That would be a good comparison. From Dusk Till Dawn was almost part of the Tales from the Crypt full-length feature film anthology.
I would have liked to see a Tales from the Crypt version of this.
Yeah. It almost was, and then they ended up going another direction.
But then you've got to put in, what's his name? That's in all the Tales from the Crypt. Oh, God damn it.
The Crypt Keeper?
No.
That was what my thought was too.
Oh my, that's...
Keith David.
Yes.
Keith David's got to be in it.
Yes, Keith David does have to be in it. Welcome to hell.
He could totally... Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Motherfucker.
Who would Keith David play?
Yes.
Yeah.
He could have multiple roles like Cheech Marin.
He could.
Done.
All right, done. He'd be really good as like the welcoming to the Titty Twister, I think.
Or as Danny Trejo's character.
Yeah, because this is 96, right?
Right.
So we already mentioned a little bit about Robert Kurtzman to go into more detail. He paid Tarantino $1,500 to write the screenplay, which was Tarantino's first screenplay for hire, which came from Kurtzman's short story. Tarantino sent Kurtzman 3 samples of his work before he was hired: Natural Born Killers, True Romance, and Reservoir Dogs. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Get those, yeah.
While Rodriguez and Tarantino were filming 4 Rooms, Tarantino then read Rodriguez the script for From Dusk Till Dawn.
That's pretty awesome. The Ezekiel speech that Samuel L. Jackson delivers in Pulp Fiction was pulled from the original From Dusk Till Dawn script.
Who? Where?
Who?
I don't know. This is internet research. Who
No,
knows
I
what's true or
know.
not.
No,
It's Harvey
it
Keitel.
came from
Well, I'm saying
yes.
who would have delivered the speech in the film, and it would have been Harvey Keitel.
Okay. Like when they're prepping for killing the vampires?
Something like that.
Robert Rodriguez talked about the Ezekiel speech being in the original script, and
Yeah.
that he was
It'd be Jacob's speech.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Inner nerd thoughts. Did we learn anything? I've already mentioned my main takeaway was that Tarantino is deranged. And that the beginning of the movie is kind of slow. But I think we've mentioned Cheech Marin, and I do think it's so funny that he plays multiple parts. And there is a moment where I'm sitting there thinking, why? Couldn't we have gotten two other actors to play?
Yeah.
Like I feel like we could have found a Keith David or somebody else to play it. I'm just curious.
Maybe it was a way to keep the budget low.
Maybe. I'm just wondering what the
No.
choice was. Like, if you see a movie like Coming to America where you have multiple people, usually it's multiple people playing multiple roles.
On purpose.
Just curious why that was a choice. But I did appreciate his breaking of the fourth wall, which I forgot that he does that out of nowhere when he yells the fuck it. Like, looks right at the
when
screen.
he looks down and right at the camera.
Right at the camera, yeah. Really, other than that, I've already mentioned all this. A lot of bad lines that are pretty corny, and they're mostly from Richie, but I think that's what makes the movie fun. Anyone else have any nerd thoughts?
I kind of like that Clooney loved his brother so much that he loved him unconditionally. He was doing awful, terrible, heinous shit, like even in the motel room, and he pretty much was just like losing it on him, and then was instantly kind of like, it's okay, we're gonna get out of here. He like wanted to put his brother into a better place, and then even when so even when he was like angered by him, he still was trying to protect him.
Yeah, there's a big layer to that. Yeah. He's a good. I mean, it's hard to make murderers and
Sympathize.
Yeah, how do you sympathize with him in some capacity? You definitely don't sympathize with Tarantino.
No,
but eventually,
no.
You sympathize with Seth,
for sure.
Seth, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Richie is a crazy person, but Seth, you're like, okay, and maybe that's probably why they built it in there, so you like him more
Maybe
as you're
so.
kind of going through.
Right.
Yeah,
I like it.
So, final thoughts. I just think this movie is it's so much fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's over the top. It's ridiculous, which
It's
is why
not
it
fun
works.
for the whole family, but it is fun.
And I'll just say the vampire stuff. That's what I'm here for. Like that. Like upon the rewatch of God knows how many times I've seen this movie, I don't think you need to watch the first 45 minutes of the film. I think you get to the titty twister.
No.
Just watch that.
But
Aside
then you can
from
fast forward to the RV. Like,
I'd skip all the RV stuff too.
I'd get in the RV just because.
That's fine. There's funny parts in there, but I actually do. Again, to your point of like, I forgot the beginning. I really did like the shootout at the convenience store. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there were certain things in the first 45 minutes that are kind of like it calls on like Tarantino stuff and Robert Rodriguez stuff, like the blow up scene of the gas station. Like the first time that was ever done was in Desperado. I'm sure you guys talked about that, but the second time he ever did it was 6 months later, was in this movie, and then film took off with that. And then so like little geeky things, like when Clooney is walking to the motel before he finds his brother and what he did to that woman, he's holding big Kahuna burger bags, like shit like that. Like, to me, I find that fascinating, and cute. But yeah, that's
totally. Kevin Smith does that too with a lot of his films.
Yep.
Got Movie always pops in like every
Got
one of
a
his
lot of
films.
callbacks in Kevin Smith
Yeah.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Nerd Outreach. Thank yous, Alia. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for
Thank you
having me, you
thank you for coming.
guys.
Thanks for making us talk about Robert Rodriguez again. This was a lot of fun.
Good choice.
And revisiting
Thank
a
you.
movie too. And I cannot stress enough that at one point, Jan and I are watching this movie, and she's like, "Is this movie just like more fun than I remember?" I'm like, "Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
it's just
really
a fun
is.
ass movie.
Yeah.
It just kicks ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's funny, and it's silly, and it's ridiculous, and it's great."
Yep.
Lambert, thanks as always.
Well, thanks for having me.
Producer
I guess.
Justin, you're the
Producer
man.
Justin.
Thank you, Justin.
Thanks. I gotta give a shout out to my realtor,
I saw you doing. You were
Kenny Reinhold.
shaking your fist earlier.
So if anybody needs to sell a house in St. Louis, Call Kenny.
Yeah. Well, call Kenny, everybody. We love all of our listeners. Rate, share, all the social medias, all the YouTubes. We got some really good nerd takes coming out soon with some pretty heavy hangers, courtesy of Mr. John Lambert and his never-ending bank account. I don't know what our next episode is going to be. We've got a few options
There's a lot
as
of
well.
options, man. I don't know what either.
I also don't know when this is going to drop in relation to a few ones we've already recorded. So
Correct.
we're going to
Stay tuned.
keeping everyone on the
What's
text. So, well, until next time.
Bye-bye. You getting that?
Yeah, I can hear him.
The typey?
Yeah.
It's for this.
The clickety
I
clackety.
didn't know if you were doing homework.
It's not for homework.
I wasn't. Yeah, maybe he was starting.
I did think about it. I was clicking it like I'm replying to an email.
Gotta do an email real quick. Hold on.
Fucking see attached. See previous email.
Per my previous email.
The ultimate fuck you.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Love it.
Okay.